So the new people, have y'all seen that demo for Kangen water?
On video.
On video. I know, cool, we're gonna see it live. So there's this is, in my opinion, I call it the permanent water solution. So it isn't, like you said, not just drinking water, not just clean water, but you have water that is, for one, beauty water, 6.0 pH. If anyone wants to, you can spray your hands, let it dry. If you want to pass it around, that is a natural toner. You can make your own skin toners or like rose skin toners, all that kind of cool stuff. And also, we have plants. That water is amazing for plants. So, spray it in the morning. Recommend you turn the machine on, let it run for maybe a minute or two. While it's doing so, you can freshen up, get the hands, get the face, and that's a great way of doing get your day started. And then we also have the 2.5, which is going to be the disinfectant water. It's called hypochlorous acid, so it literally kills bacteria, viruses, and fungus on contact with no harmful side effects on that.
Also, just passing around, don't be careful sniffing it, but smell it and tell us what it smells like.
Yeah, I just made that first. So now, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some of this. This is 11.5 pH. So the machine makes 5 main different waters. Really, you can say 7, but 5 really main different kind of waters. And this one is the extreme alkaline water. So we use it for. I use it mainly for my produce. One of my favorite benefits of this machine is having this water to put on my produce, because even the organic ones, because these are organic strawberries, y'all are gonna be able to try. And we're just gonna see what comes off of it. Typically, I do tomatoes because they're like one of the most. And they're like some of the strawberries and tomatoes, some of the most herbicide and pesticide sprayed produce. So we're gonna let that sit and let that marinate. So my first thing we're gonna do is use the machine called ORP. ORP stands for oxidative reduction potential. So basically, a free radical is going to be a molecule that's missing an electron. So they're running through your body and you're stealing electrons from healthy cells. So an antioxidant is an antioxidant because it donates electrons to neutralize free radicals. So this machine is going to show you the voltage of the fluids that we're drinking or eating, but there's a book that I have on the table. I have a good amount of resources over there. Healing is Voltage is one of my favorite books that I came across because I didn't realize the importance of voltage in our diet. Now I'm realizing that we are water electrical beings, and they can literally test as you lose your voltage in your body. They can actually start to predetermine what type of disease you're going to get. So degenerative diseases are really the result of obviously minerals and having the right nutrition. Lose your voltage, that's going to be a major factor in our body starting to break down. So this one, I made this probably like about an hour and a half ago, so we'll see the voltage on this one. So what we're going to do, super simple. You can get this off of Amazon, like 40 bucks. And it does pH, it does, let's see, pH, ORP, H2, and temperature. But I mainly use it for the voltage. So it might be a little hard for you all to see, so I might just walk up to you with it. So anything above 30, is going to be bad. So is that well over 30? Right. We'll turn it off for a second. 160. So yeah, in that book again, this one, if y'all want to kind of look at it, I actually love reading the back because it kind of sets the tone. It says we are constantly wearing out our cells and have to replace them. We get new cones in our retina and replace the lining of our gut every 2 to 3 days. We replace our skin every 6 weeks, our liver every 8 weeks. Chronic disease occurs when we lose our ability to make new cells. So your body uses voltage to make new cells. So when we're eating processed foods and then bottled water, we're not replenishing the voltage that we need. And this is the Sprite 175, and it's actually worse than Express. This is like super flat. But yeah, if you get a fresh, like you just crack it open, it's even worse. Which that's how most people drink soda. They don't want flat soda. It's probably like 200 or above on that. Smart water. Jeez, it's almost like the soda. So 160, 155, so like 150 on the smart water. So this water is actually going to be stealing minerals and voltage from your body. So not any good. And then this is going to be the Kangen water. So let's see where it goes. Obviously, the first negative that we've seen. Where we at negative. Okay, that's pretty solid. I made like about an hour. So you get to see that is donating electrons, and like Lindsay was saying, it has the active hydrogen. In these, the hydrogen is positive, so it's oxidizing. But with this active hydrogen, it's going to be the best antioxidant for the body. Like for instance, vitamin C. I was watching a woman out of Canada, a doctor speak about this water, and she was just talking about vitamin C and how it's a great. It's like negative 50 voltage, but it leaves debris afterwards. So once it donates the electron, there's still debris for the body to have to clean up. But when you use hydrogen through water, there's no debris, there's no leftovers, just straight, clean, gets the free radical neutralized, and you're all set. So next, what we're going to do is pH. So pH is again hydrogen, so potential hydrogen. So hydrogen is very important when it comes to health. So this is that's why I bought this guy, because it kind of highlights the different pHs for you there. So we're just gonna, and so people may wonder why the chem strips don't work on this water, and it's because if you hear the name of it, the chemical strip, it's testing for a chemical change in the water. You can make something alkaline, like for instance, I think I have it here. Yeah, asphyxia. If you look, I don't know if you ever looked at the ingredients. Have y'all looked at the ingredients of this? No? All right, you can go ahead and check it out. But there's actually ingredients, and that's how they're making that water alkaline. So you can make something alkaline by chemistry or by physics. Motion and electricity, which is what is making this blue. If I were to put the drops in that, it would be blue too. But again, it would not. Okay, alkalinity is supposed to represent voltage. So they can rig it to where it shows blue, so it passes the pH test, but it won't pass the ORP test, which is why you don't see many people using these, because they will blow their cover. They'll get this real quick and show you the drops and be like, yeah, it's alkaline. It's great, drink it.
Which is also the same as the little H2 tabs that you put in water.
Yep.
That we were talking about.
Exactly. So the body has to maintain at a 7. So what I've learned is that the body is constantly fighting to keep it like between 7.35 to 7.45 pH. You can become too alkaline through chemicals, then you can die from that. And if you become too acidic, then you die from that. Most people die from becoming too acidic though. So where was I going with that? Oh yeah. This is the body, right? So if the body is not getting the alkalinity through the food and through the water, it will literally take it from your bones and your muscles and your tissues and your joints. So people who die from like cancer or different overly chronic diseases and they're overly acidic, you can look at their body afterwards and they have like very thin thigh bones, and the bones are really thin because again, the body's like a furnace. If you don't have wood in your home to keep the fire going, then you will have to take from the foundation of the home to keep the fire burning, if that makes sense. So the body will always have to maintain that semblance of life. So this water is going to give you the voltage that it needs. It's going to give you the hydration, like you were saying, cellular hydration, and then it's also going to help your body get rid of acid buildup, which is acidosis, which is a huge cause of disease as well. This has been marinated for a little bit. I think we can check it.
So really quick before I do that, I want to bring something in from my decade-long career in cleansing detox, and something that I realized was I was teaching on the health of our cells being the health of our life, right, for a long time. And I was talking a lot about this idea of keeping your body hydrated and also keeping your body cleansed and cleared. And then I realized years into that career that I was actually missing the most important part, which was the proper type of water, right? And so, if we think about our cells being actually who we are, a cell will hold all of your toxicity. And we don't live in the natural world, so we can't get away from it like there's toxins, right? So the way that we actually have to support ourselves is by bringing things into our lives that are going to help us be healthy no matter what the toxicity is, right? So when your cells are filling with toxins, what happens with all of this other kind of junk and all of this other kind of water, even reverse osmosis water, water that comes out of the Berkey machine, all of this type of water is essentially dead water. And what that means is that the structure of the water cannot actually pass through a cell membrane. Kangen water passes through the cell membrane, which is very important because then what happens is you're getting properly hydrated, but the cell is filling up with water, and then when it dumps out of the water, all of the toxins goes. So it's an essential process for not only detoxification, which we need to be doing on a daily basis, but also my favorite, anti-aging.
Aging is a disease.
Yes, it is.
So let's see so basically, we found recently, last year, is that if you were to take a cup, which I probably should show y'all before I do this, we're going to see how much chlorine is in the water really quick. So it's pretty nuts, actually. But people typically think they're cleaning their produce when they, put tap water on their whatever they buy from the store. So let's just see what's in this over there real quick. Just buy a quick chlorine drops of new one. Sorry, it's probably. See, is there some different ones? See what happened? Oh, yeah, stuff. Okay. So this is just showing the chlorine. It's pretty bright. It's not what you want. So we're going to see if there's any chlorine in this water after I pour these off. This is tap water. So we're going to see what comes off of it. Let's go ahead and do this one. Damn, organic strawberries. So much for being organic, right? But it's organic, but they still spray on the outside. So you have to be able to remove, because they're organic seeds, so inside the strawberries are good. It's just the outside, which is why this machine is amazing, because I can just go to my machine, make some 11.5 pH water, and I won't have to eat this, whatever that is.
And we know, obviously, that that's not, because sometimes people ask me about the color of the strawberries, but it's not the color of the strawberries because this one is.
Yeah, exactly. Same thing, the tomatoes are the same way. Mushrooms, onions, like whatever you're buying, they're getting sprayed. So, with that being said, let's see. Yeah, no. Same water. Oh crap, it got darker. It's like beer. So what you're basically doing is that you're cleaning your water with your food. So, and especially if you don't buy organic, so you're gonna still have the herbicides on the outside, but then you just fill up the tomatoes with the chlorine from your tap water. So that's night and day difference. So if anybody is brave enough, which these are clean, so if anyone wants to tell me the difference, is anyone brave enough to try the tap water? If not, yeah. All right. So this one on the left is going to be the Kangen one, and this one's going to be It should
Do
be,
it.
right?
Which one's which?
The one on your right is the,
Oh, yeah, you tried it.
well, last time we did the tomatoes, so I brought strawberries to the like for a feeling. How you feeling? Want to give it a go?
Wow. Difference. Big difference.
Yeah, of course.
I'll just take a good one. I just have a good
Oh, yeah. Right, so, I mean, so think about that, as far as like a day-to-day lifestyle, like, you, not only are you gonna get great water when you get up in the morning, get your brain hydrated, get your body flushed and get going, but imagine waking up and knowing like, crap, like all my furnace are clean, it tastes good. So quality of life is one of the main things for me that made this machine like priceless. It's just the day in, day out abilities that you, and as you said, 68 different things. And there's more than that, but that's just what people have already kind of documented. But this literally updates and upgrades your day-to-day life every day, day in, day out, and you can't put a price on that. You know?
And it's important to note too that because it is medical grade, the reason it's medical grade is because these machines were created in Japan 49 years ago, like I said. In the first 10 years of this company's existence, it was actually, these machines were actually only made for Japanese hospitals. So the hospitals in Japan were buying these because the 2.5 water, the one that I have to smell, it kind of smells a little bit like bleach, right? That one actually sterilizes medical equipment and all surfaces. So essentially, you can get rid of every toxic product in your home because now you can sterilize and clean water. And it's one setting. It's like when Justin says make the water, it really just means you literally hit a button and it comes out to you. So there's not a lot to it.
Hey, but you still gotta have a machine. That's the hard part.
Yeah.
The machine and then everything else is easy breezy. So the last test we do is the green tea test. So this is to replicate hydration. This is to replicate your cells. So when you heat up water, we know that it becomes smaller water. That's why we do that, because typical tap water is very bulky in regards to the molecular structure, as she was saying. When you put the water through this machine, it not only separates it when it decomposes it, so it's going from a pentagonal shape to a hexagonal shape. And that hexagonal shape is ideal for our body to be able to absorb and all that. So our tea is the same way. When you use bulky water, which we can use some, let me see, okay, so that's use regular, let's just use it's going to Detroit, right?
Yeah, we have Detroit water.
There you go.
Oh,
So bulky, you got your machine, you're good.
yeah.
So we already know what to expect. If you use cold, regular water, you're gonna be waiting forever. So we'll just take some Kangen water. And if, I was told that it's better to not actually heat up the herbs when you make tea. If you could make tea without heating the water, it actually makes it more beneficial. So we can already tell there that it's already making tea there. And then we're going to replicate that again and see now that the bag is wet, will it make a difference? Let's see. Not much. A little bit came off because it was already making tea. So when you're making, so imagine this with your food, like for instance, you make, soup or you make tea or whatever you're making with this water, like she was saying, it's getting down to the cell. So it's not about what you eat, it's about what you absorb. So if the vehicle that brings the nutrients into your cell is too bulky, like if you want to pull in like a Mack truck into a single car garage, it's not gonna work, right? Similar to trying to use this water to get the nutrients down to your cell, it's not gonna work too well. But with this water being restructured and so small, it gets all that nutrients where it's supposed to go, which is obviously the whole point of eating healthy. And then, actually, what we do here, just take a little bit. And this is just going to show again how this water pulls out the nutrients of whatever you put it in. So we're just going to do this, and we know, you're going to just dilute it, make it watery, as someone will say. But then when you use this water, it actually stretches it and makes more, so it's constantly pulling more and more out of what is there. So again, this is a permanent water solution. That's what I call it, because it is. You buy it one time, and it hits all 360 of your life. So it's a win.
Sweet. Cool. Like, they'll watch that, and I'm like, I've had this machine for 6 years.
I'm the same way. Definitely.
So,
I'll clean up these other strawberries. You're like, okay, no. And as a kid, I used to really not like to, I didn't trust most produce, because I always knew without knowing that it wasn't clean. And now I love fruit. But before a kid, I'm like, I'm not even kidding. Because I know it's going to taste good, and, it's not full of crap. But now that I can clean it myself, know what's on it and what's not on it, I eat fruit every day. So it's definitely improved my life in a major way.
Been a game changer. Okay, so I'm going to go over quickly the products that we recommend, the exact products we recommend. And the K8 is the flagship ionizer